when they say the rate of inflation has reduced, it does not mean that prices will reduce in the market. It only means that the speed of increase will reduce. So what do I mean by that? If a crate of egg used to be 500 and then it was moving by 200, so from 500 it became 700, it became 900, it became 1001, it became 1003, it became 1005, it became 1007. When the rate of inflation now reduces, instead of moving from 17 to 19, it will move from 17 to 18. Do you understand now? So the reduction has come, but the price will still increase. Hello? So inflation does not reduce price. When they say something is not inflation, no. So when you understand all these things, it will help you. Because people are now wondering, but dollar to naira has changed, the price will change. No, it doesn't work like that. In some of the things you are going through, just lack of understanding. Everyone that is in business, everyone that is running any kind of thing today, going forward, you must make sure that you begin to think of how you can add technology to everything you are doing. The days of brick and mortar being all that you do is not enough. The days of having just a physical store, just having a physical shop or a physical office or a physical place of operation alone is not enough. You need to make sure that you open up yourself to the globe, because when you are sleeping in Nigeria, the world is not sleeping. The world is a global village, and most businesses today, especially in developing nations of the earth and in developing parts of the world, are still operating within a time zone. So you find out that when people go to work, they probably do 8, 10, 12 hours max. But your business should not close when the office closes. Your income should not close when the office closes. So the fact that we have closed by 5 does not mean income should close by 5. So automation, technology will help you to continue to make income regardless of the closing time of your physical address or your physical location. So whatever you do, start thinking technology. How can I add technology to what I'm doing? So I'm a fashion designer. What technology can I add to fashion? Because if I'm using the normal sewing machine where I have to use my hand and my leg, that's a level. But there is another kind of machine that is electronic that can actually now give me speed and accuracy. And then there is another kind of machine that does not even require me to be involved. I design my patterns on a laptop. I do the designs. I make that connection to the machine. I press a button and the machine does the sewing. And on the other side, the finished cloth comes out. So you begin to look in that direction of how to automate everything you do in order to ensure that speed becomes a part of what you do. So tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, what do you presently do? And what technology can you add to what you are already doing? That's an assignment for your life. Go back, sit down, and begin to think about it. Call your team together. If you have what we call the business development unit of your company, quality control, research and development, whatever name you call it, think tank, get people together and begin to think and say, okay, this company, this business, this thing that we're doing in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, can technology replace us? What are the part of the things we're doing right now that technology or disruptions can come and we'll find ourselves out of the market, and begin to prepare for that? It's very, very important. So when we talk about the need for speed, an example can be an author. So as an author, you can write a book. And when you write a book, you take the book and you supply it to bookstores, and then people begin to buy the book. So what that means is that in order for you to sell, someone must physically come to your office or physically go into a bookstore in order to buy the book. That's one level. But that's not enough. You can now move to the next level where you can actually now have a website, and then the books are now available on the website, and people can then order for the book from anywhere in the world, and then you can now ship the book to them or mail the book to them. But you can now move to the next level where you don't need to really ship anything to anyone, where they can pay with different payment solutions all over the world, and they can actually download the e-copies of the book from wherever they are instantly. And what that means is that you can be in one location, and then your customers are getting access to your products and service from all over the world, and they are downloading it, and money is coming in different currencies. So whatever you do, make sure technology is part of what you begin to look into. So tell your neighbor once again, say, neighbor, whatever you do, think technology. Different industries and different aspects of the market has languages that they speak. There's a way that someone speaks, you know that this person is a Christian, or this person is used to church. That's what we call church language, or Christianese, as we say. So there are languages that people speak. And then there are different industries that you go to, and when you hear people talk, you know that this person seems to be in the NGO space. This language is like this NGO language. And then you hear some people say, this person looks like all these legal people, lawyer people. And then like we have what we call Gen Z, Gen A, whatever. There are things that they say now, and you are you are wondering, what are they talking about? There was something that was, I think we were watching a program or something, and then my small 11-year-old boy, he said, oh, TMI. So the mom said, what is TMI? He said, too much information. I said, oh, wow. I looked at him, I said, we sure it's TMI again. Small boy, he said TMI. So there are languages that they can use to sell you and collect receipts. So if you don't understand the language of your children and your grandchildren, you know, when they went to Facebook, you went there, they left you there. I moved to Instagram. You follow them to Instagram. They have gone to TikTok. You've gone to TikTok. It's too much for you to handle. And there are other ones that are not popular, that they are the only one that knows that they exist. So there are legal languages. There are medical languages. There are military languages. There are accounting languages. I've ever been to the hospital before, and then the doctor wrote some things, you know, like that looks like German or like a Chinese language. And then you are wondering, you thought you say, please, can you just go to the pharmacy? So you collected it. You are going and you are looking and you are confused. You are like, what is he saying? Are they going to give me injection or what? And then you finally show up at the pharmacist, and the guy looks at us, okay, give me. And you are like, how does he understand what they wrote? It's their language. It's not your own language. Hello? When you go into a particular field, am I the one not yet? Hope you are hearing me, because I think something has gone. Okay, yeah. I'm not hearing what I was hearing before. Okay. So now, listen. When you go to a field, and there is a language they expect you to have, and you don't have the language, it can put you in trouble. The first and only time I've ever been in courts in my life, where I stood inside the courts, inside the, what they call that box, dock. First time. Hey. So the judge was there, and before we entered, my lawyer was telling me, because we were outside, that's the judge. I said, hey. The guy came in one, he's a man or woman, came with one rickety car like that. So I was like, wow, that they need to pay these people well. Oh. That look at the car way they use that. That's what they go, they bribe them, they go, they talk, we're just gisting. Then we got in there. Oh, it's a woman. Yeah, she's a woman. So we got in there. They now said, okay, so Pastor, this one is, you have to answer. Whatever they don't ask you, don't answer. Whatever they say, just answer. He was coaching me on what to say. So when I got there, the lady, I said, my sister, I said, my sister, it's not like that, oh. It's not like that. That if you read that thing, So she said, learned, whatever, educate your client. Educate your client. Or so the guy was telling me, so I'm like, so we went on and said, my Lord. He said, my Lord, I can be a man of God. Be now calling one woman my Lord. Lord, that's how. Number one, I'm a man of God. Do you understand? Number two, we are in a patriarchal society. I'm a man, you're a woman. You know that kind of, my Lord. Lord, that's how. Lord of what? Are you Lord of Ajasa? Why? Because I was coming from a different place. But I said that they said people go jail. Because that court is her territory. She can now say, you disrespected my court. Go and spend 6 months. And then, before you know it, your eye go clear. Do you understand now? Why are you laughing? Did I say something? Is this 6 months that is making you to? Did I say something? You poor Tuka now. That's what you are meant to use. This is what their sector understands. I'm giving you reasons why you need to understand the language. It's what we are meant to use. It's what they are used to. It's what the sector understands. It's what makes them to take you serious. And them to be taken serious also. Because if you go to a doctor now, or a lawyer, and he's speaking all this heavy language and grammar, it makes you feel that, the money I won't pay. The guy goes school, you know. So, and then this what shows that they are knowledgeable and competent also. So they want to show you that, look, I know what I'm talking about. And then this what separates them from outsiders. And this what makes you to respect them. So if you want to succeed financially too, you must learn the language of money. You must learn it. I remember when we were still on the road many years ago, 1996. 1996, we leased a property, 54 Ikotu Road, from the landlord. And the guy gave us what they call agreements. And then the agreement that he gave us, he actually told me, he said, Pastor, so this is the agreement, give your lawyer to check, and then so that people will sign and bring it. So even the money, when we take pay rent, it took us months gathering the money. You are now talking lawyer. You know how poor man they think now, lawyer. I never see money pay rent, a lawyer will go give money to. Because that's poverty. So it's poverty thinking. Instead of paying lawyer their own, at the end of the day, you will pay more. So I didn't understand. We signed. Then one day we came back again and said, okay, this ground in front, we want to build a shed in it. We want to do extension. He did another agreement again. I signed. No lawyer. And then after a while, we bought this place. We said, okay, let's move. Leave the children there and come here. And then he has put a language. The lawyer that prepared it for him, they put a language there that when we are leaving, we are going to live with all appurtenances. One very big APPURETEN, the thing long. Me, I just say, I beg, we just sign. So our rent was still remaining 3 years. And then it was time to leave, so we left our children there. So the man comes and says, Pastor, when are you people leaving? I said, I'm leaving for what? Our rent is remaining 3 years now. We are not planning to leave. Our children will be there. He said, but you have your own property. I said, hey, now. We'll use it for school. We want to start school. He said, no, that's other people are coming. I said, other people are coming. For a property that still has 3 years. He said, we'll refund the money. Because, you know, the 3 years we paid like maybe, by then we have paid maybe like 5 years. Maybe we'll pay like 300,000. Somebody now wants to pay 1 million. It's like, let me just collect. I didn't know he has already collected money from a redeemed church. You know, this church matter. Church, now you go collect church. They see church there, they pay. Hello? The thing costs from them. By the time I escalated it to the top of redeem, they were all begging. I said, how do you people behave like this? This is church. We are there. Rent never enough. Another church, go pay inside church. Hello? So they had already given him money. Don't chop the money. That was how trouble came. So at the end of the day, long story, but at the end of the day, and I said, no, even if we are going to leave, number one, you will refund the money. Number two, we are going to remove everything we have built. The guy just laughed. He's a pastor, you know, you're a big man of God now. You know, when you came, you are still coming up. But now, I hope you know that you signed documents. You better, by now, I think you should have a lawyer now. You better get your lawyer to advise you right. I said, no, I was just doing bragado. You know, ignorance, zeal without knowledge. By the time I called lawyer, the lawyer said, did you sign it? I said, yeah, well, he's in the office. Give me the file. Christo, move file. Give me the file. With ignorance and arrogance, I carried it. I give him. The lawyer looked at me and said, he's a pastor. You can't touch anything here. I said, what do you mean? He's ready. He said, pastor, you see this thing? With all, this means that when you are living, the way the building and everything is, that's how you will leave it and walk away. I say, hell, wait till I sign. So many times, that's what they call penny wise and foolish. Poverty is a mindset, You think, come and pay for agreement, you don't want to pay. Pay for lawyer, you don't want to pay. Pay for mentorship, you don't want to pay. Pay for consultancy, you don't want to pay. Freely you have received, freely give. No problem. You will freely enter trouble and freely suffer alone. Someone asked me a question a while back. He said, sir, I don't understand. They said that the rate of inflation has reduced, but nothing is reducing in the market. That's so what is happening? So I said, oh, you don't understand the language of money. So let me help you understand. When they say the rate of inflation has reduced, it does not mean that prices will reduce in the market. It only means that the speed of increase will reduce. So what do I mean by that? If a crate of egg used to be 500 and then it was moving by 200. So from 500, it became 700, it became 900, it became 1,001, it became 1,003, it became 1,005, it became 1,007. When the rate of inflation now reduced, instead of moving from 17 to 19, it will move from 17 to 18. Do you understand now? So the reduction has come, but the price will still increase. Hello? So inflation does not reduce price. So when they say something is not inflation, no. So when you understand all these things, it will help you. Because people are now wondering, but dollar to naira has changed. The price will change. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. The fact that dollar to naira has changed does not mean the price of the goods in the market will change. You don't understand money. You don't understand economy. Why? Because the people that you're expecting to reduce price, it was when the price was high that they too bought and produced. So they can't reduce price to reflect now because they don't even know what they will meet when they go back. So there are a lot of factors that you don't understand. So to think that, so people have been asking, sir, what do you have to say now? This induce in dollar. What do you have to say? I say, look, see, the problem with many of us is we are so emotional and we attach emotion to everything. The reason why dollar to naira had problem is not one reason. There are many reasons. The reason why you are seeing a change now is because some of the factors that were affecting it is being dealt with. But the main factor that will determine the value of your currency has not yet been dealt with is production. You are not a productive economy. So anything you are seeing now is like what is called when you build a house and you are patching the wall. It's patching the wall. It's good because it will patch the road, it will be better. It's good. But the real indices that gives value to your currency is that you are a productive economy, not that you are blocking the hole. What they are doing now is blocking the holes. Do you understand? And that's why we are saying what we are saying now. So you need to understand what is balance sheet, what is impress, what's reconciliation, what does it mean when you say something is prorated, what do you mean when you say return on investment? All these are languages of money. Now, are you now seeing why many of us have problems? Because you are like, wait till be my one. Am I an economics? Am I an accountant? That's why you are wondering, because which concern me with all this one now? I'm a doctor. I'm supposed to be studying medicine. What have I got to do with this? What you have to do with this is that no matter your career, no matter your job, money combines all of us together. So as long as you are thinking of making money, you must understand money. Hello? This money matter. It combines all of us together. So you need to read books on finance. If you are a business person, you need to go for short courses. Finance for non-finance professionals or finance for non-finance entrepreneurs. So that at least you understand when the accountant will prepare the book or the auditor will bring you, understand how to read financial statements. How to even be able to know whether you are doing well or not. Because most of the time, as I consult for different people and we do a lot of mentorship for different business people, I see that people have good intentions. They have good heart, they are honest, they are sincere, but they are sincerely wrong. And sometimes, because they don't know how to look at these things, they will now begin to think there is village people. There is no village people. In some of the things you are going through, it's just lack of understanding. Now, I did something with someone recently, and we're dealing with issues. I said, look, he said, but I don't understand. We are making more money, but we are nothing is changing. We are in trouble, but look at you. I said, no, you are not. Your turnover has been increasing over the last 3 years, but your profit has been reducing. turnover is vanity. It's not your money. The only sanity is profit. So you are doing more turnover-wise. Your account is reading, but the profit is reducing. So you are actually losing money in the last 3 years, even though you are having more money in the bank. You say, but how? I say, because you have refused to increase the price of your product, because even though things are changing, you are emotionally attached to your customer. And the customers you are emotionally attached to, they already know that prices have changed, and they are wondering how you are doing your own. But you are wondering whether if I change, they will go. But let me tell you something. In order for you to succeed in business, you must differentiate charity and church mind from business mind. Hello? And then it was So I gave him a story of another person in the same mentorship, the Billionaires Conclave, that owns a restaurant. And when they contacted me last year, I said, this is what I'm going to, I said, increase your price. I said, increase your price astronomically. What do you mean? What is astronomically? I said, you know why? I said, because within the next 1 year, the level of inflation and the level of change that will happen, you will need to increase price like 4 times. So to save yourself, increase it once, make it major, and cut this, cut that, cut that. And the guy looked at me and said, that this. I said, you know what? Well, I'll mention the name of his company. The business is called Celebrity Fried Chicken. It's in Abuja. It's my guy. It's one of my mentees. I said, the name of your company and your business even support what you are doing. It's Celebrity. So I said, increase it. I said, because price will not reduce, pepper will not reduce, oil will not reduce, everything will not reduce. I said, increase it high. So that anybody that wants to come must be I'm a celebrity. And then you'll be making money. So the guy said, I don't have to talk to my wife on this one. I said, well, no problem, if you're ready. So they obeyed. He's thanking me now. Because people left. They will always leave. They left, and then they started coming back. Because the value of what you are offering is better. So keep your value intact. Don't reduce. Because what people normally do is because they don't want to increase price, they will now reduce value. You will now lose on every front. That's what people do. So as a consultant, we tell people, look, fake people cannot be bold, and genuine people are fearful. It can't happen. My wife is sitting down here. We had the same discussion. And I told her, I said, babe, think about it. How many shea butter will you sell? How many cartons of shea butter? And then the shea butter you are doing, if I buy a jar, before I return for another jar of shea butter, maybe next year, maybe 6 months' time. Because somebody may buy one like Vaseline, and you are there for the next 1 year. And so the return, she has increased it now. She's smiling. She's smiling. What if they reject it? I said, if they reject it, they don't know the value of what you have. Yes or no is the answer. I said, all you need to do is communicate. That as a major, we are informing you based on the market. We are going to be, so this is the final time you are getting at this price. The next supply will be at this price. And they said, no problem. Of course. The way the economy is going. Everybody knows you are the one being emotional. Do you understand that now? So many of you go and do the needful. You know the problem with some of you? You are so arrogant about customer that you want to say I have 50 customers and you are poor. Is it not better to have 5 serious-minded customers that are like correct, that you will not waste time? So if you are not working, you know you are not working. What is the purpose of working from morning to night? You can't see your wife, you can't see your children, your health is in trouble, and after you do that, you will now get 600 naira. Is it not better to do 2 hours, have only 1 customer, and get 4,000? And sit down and read your Bible and do evangelism and do homework with your children and enjoy your family? All this your grigagaga. Days of solo efforts are over. Lalukman and Sons, Uchendu and Sons, me and my household incorporated. These are the days of networking, mergers and acquisition, and collaboration. Collaboration is the new competition. So life is a team sport. Business is a team sport. Making money is a team sport. Managing money is a team sport. Multiplying money is a team sport. Wealth creation is a team sport. There is nobody that is self-made. So when you hear self-made millionaire, self-made is just semantics. There's nothing like that. Everyone that has ever made anything meaningful in their life, people are involved. Think about it. You should sit down very well. When you say, I cooked the pot of soup. I cooked the pot of soup. That pot of soup that you say you cook, there are about 400 of you that cook it. 400. But you now, you say you cook pot of soup. So let's start. The water that is in that soup came from a tap. The tap is part of a house that you did not build. 70 people were involved in building that house that made that tap available. 15 people were involved in ensuring that they dig the borehole, they put the electrician, put machine, they put the tank. So already, like 100 people, just the water alone. Then you now went to the market and bought tomato. That tomato came from a farm. On that farm, there are about 70 people that made sure the tomato arrived at the level. Plus the people that transported the produce. So that's another 100 people. Then you now pick Maggi. You look at the factory producing Maggi. How many people came together for that one Maggi to enter your room? So when you say, I cook a pot of soup, you are just speaking simple language. Actually, that pot you are cooking, the pot itself, the factory where they produce the pot from, the spoon, the factory where they produce the spoon. By the time you look at how many stakeholders are involved in that pot of soup, now 500 of them they cook. Are you seeing now? That's so many times there are statements we make that is okay to make, but if it is investigated, it's stupidity and foolishness. So when you say things like, I don't trust anybody, you're a fool. It's just simple. Because there's nothing like that. You actually trust people. Because you cannot say, I don't trust anybody. You can't say that. But you can say it just to make yourself feel that people are bad. I don't trust anybody. And then you are flying a plane. You enter plane. And you don't trust anybody. I just came back from Abuja. You know, this people, I don't trust anybody. Hello, sir. You went to Abuja. That pilot is your cousin, Abi. It's your husband. It's your younger brother. You know him. You both know each other. It's your G. You saw his certificate. You are sure. You went to aeronautical school. You studied, and you say you don't trust anybody. You trust people. It's just pain that is speaking. Hello? It's betrayal that is speaking. There are a few people you will need on your team if you are going to become successful financially. Number one, you need a lawyer. You need a lawyer. Please. When we say you need a lawyer, don't let poverty be your software. Even in church today now, we have a legal team that is giving pro bono services. You need a lawyer does not mean you have to go and pay a lawyer. It means look for someone that is a lawyer. It might be your family member, it might be friends, church members, and just have a relationship with someone that you can always run something by. It's not all about money. There are people in church that are lawyers that are willing to help you. There are family members that will do it with joy because it's also going to be part of their own resume that, oh, I consult for people, I have mentees that I help. They will put it as part of their own and people want to give back. Everything is not about money. Because many of you sign documents stupidly like I did. Hello? You know I use the word foolish and stupid because many of us are stupid who are foolish. And it's because I've been stupid and foolish. So I know I can't be the only one. I know. There is no way. They say I'm a man of wisdom, but me, I know that there's some stupidity and foolishness that I manifest. So if me, that they say is a man of wisdom, is oppressing that, I know your own go past my own. I know. That's why I can say it with joy. I know. I don't need, it's not prophetic. I just know. Hello? So that you can run things, because some things, you see, these lawyers, comma means something in law. Comma, it means something. No? When you are doing tenancy, see, tenancy, there is yearly tenants, there is monthly tenants. There are different things that, one, if you go enter like this, just sign. Sure, you do get a lawyer so that you can always run things by them. And just to help you, please listen. The days of let's shake hands on it are over. Oh, it's my brother. No. Anything you want to do with anybody, let there be a documentation for everybody to sign. It's called MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. So you start with, this document is prepared not as a result of a doubt or mistrust of your person, but just as a result of establishing things professionally the way it's supposed to be done, since this transaction is a business relationship. So in the spirit of the ethics and protocol of business, we declare this as our agreement. You and I have agreed that we are going to do fish pond together. You are the owner of the land, and you have asked that I will bring 500,000 for 2 ponds, and you have agreed that you will be the one to run it, and that for my 500,000 I'll be getting 50,000 every day. If I don't get the 50,000, if this is a true reflection of our agreement, please sign the dotted line. Hello? And when you make sure everything is documented, number 2, never lock yourself in to any contract or any discussion. When you are signing, if I choose to change my mind, or you choose to change your mind and exit this transaction, these are the way we'll go about, so that you not lock yourself in. Because what looks juicy today may become trouble tomorrow. So that you won't lock yourself in and say, we are here together for the next 5 years. And 2 years later, you don't blow. You can't have time for that kind of elementary thing now. You now say, you want to come out. You can't come out. That's why many of those things you hear, they say they are using them. They are not using them. The guy signed the contract when he was poor. And he signed his life away. Now, within 2 years, they don't use their money. They don't use their platform. You don't blow. You can't say, you are better than sliced bread. No, you are still agege bread. You have to do the 5 years complete. So get a... Number 2. Let me say one more thing about law. I think I should offload some things on. Now, another thing about law. Anytime you are doing business or doing any transaction with anybody, no matter how beautiful the discussion and how beautiful the opportunity, let your mind already be in court. Hello? Stephen Covey, in the 7 habits of highly effective people, gave us the 7 habits. And one of the habits is begin with the end in mind. Begin what? With the end in mind. So this relationship, if it turns sour, am I protected? So when you think about the end, that okay, if in 10 years time, in 15 years time, we end up in court, am I protected in this transaction? That will now help you to know, what do I need to put there to protect myself? That's how you do it. Because you see, the people that came to the altar to say I do, and you may now kiss the bride. Cameras are paparazzi. They are the same people that will appear and say irreconcilable difference. And there are no irreconcilable difference anywhere. Only irreconcilable people. But when they were doing, you may now kiss the bride, they didn't know that one day. See, I cursed the day I met you. After 3 children. Every head bowed in Jesus' name.